Now, Mrs. Matson and I are about to launch a new series on fishing and part of the Finding Gold series, and we're going to be referring to this boat, so I'm going to show it to you. In late 1986, I was hired by Dick Messier of Real Estate One Commercial to fly over to Edgewater, Florida, and photograph a boat manufacturing facility which was in receivership. Little did I know that I was doing the actual aerial reconnaissance for Boston Whaler on what would become their new manufacturing facility in Edgewater, Florida, where all future whalers, including this one, would be produced. Alright, this will give you an idea of the size you're looking at. When Connie and I started looking for a dual-purpose boat, we found prices anywhere from $25,000 up to $300,000, and we figured we could do a little better than that. So I started trying to figure out the most useful boats I'd been in, and this was by far one of the most useful of them. Whaler aficionados don't realize that whaler almost became defunct in the 1990s, and oddly enough, this old beauty is one of the things that almost did them in. Whaler brought in Peter Van Lancker of BlackWatch to redesign the Whaler line. He brought in V-hulls, and even in the smaller boats, so you could take them out into deeper water and have a better ride and a more comfortable and safer ride. The design was very rakish in appearance on all the boats, even the 21 and the 23 walkarounds. But gone was the pounding ride, but they were taking a pounding financially. The 13 and the 15 Dauntless and the 21 and 23 walkarounds were extremely high quality boats that came out oddly right out of recession and almost bankrupted Boston Whaler. All the boats featured nothing but the best: premium hardware, premium rails, premium lights, and a premium price. So at a time when most manufacturers were touting their low-cost line, Whaler went exactly the other direction, and even when they did manage to sell one of the boats, the production costs on these were so high that they failed to produce much of a profit, if any profit at all. Now, much of the time when we're going down the road and stop, people ask us if this is a new boat, but no, this is a 1996. This was the production quality of them. They just hold up extremely well. I'm going to show you some changes that I've made to it and give you an idea of what works. This is the second one of these I owned. I owned one early on and let it get away from me, and always wanted it back. This is one of the most useful boats that I owned. Now, the 13 and the lengthened 15 look much alike, but the 13 came with the option on the southern boats of this platform, and this turns it into a completely different boat. Now I'm going to raise the canopy here so I can show you this platform. The 1990s was the period of time when poling boats really took off, and some of the dealers in Florida were looking for a way to capitalize on that, and they installed these platforms, and it turned out to really be a handy thing. And when I went looking for a whaler, 13-foot whaler, I specifically was determined to search until I got this platform, because now you've got storage underneath. You see we've got all our dive gear right in here, and little tank over there. The engine, I put a 30 horsepower 4-stroke Mercury on it. Re-engine, these, the premium or the actual best horsepower for the unit is 40 horse, but I'm not concerned with how fast the boat will go anymore. We're out here filming and fishing and doing slow things and completing the Finding Gold series on YouTube. So you know, we needed a different option. We needed a lighter engine that would give us a stable platform that would float flat. Now, this is the bare minimum horsepower for these boats. They were listed as 25 to 50 horse. 50 is overpowered, and 30 is the bare bones minimum you can get to plane it. I put all my put my diving weights up here. You're going to have to put some weight up in the nose if you expect a 30 horse to plane it reliably when you're by yourself. Now 40 will do the job hands down. Now as we're getting ready toward launching our filming series, there's some changes we've been making to the boat. We've removed the forward seat, and you see in here I've put the weight belts in a crate so that we can plane with a lower horsepower. We're getting 20 miles per gallon with this rig. Trailer in the back, platform, head of seat. I've removed that, and we've sealed up the old boat holes. That's solid fiberglass. There's no wood in it anywhere, but just to be structurally sound. And then I've converted the bait well that comes into it into a cleanup station. Here in the motor well, of course, I've got my ubiquitous chum, and you can see how to do this and how to build an inexpensive fish attractor on YouTube. And for less than $2, you'll be doing some of the things that you see us doing in fish just boiling up everywhere. Alright, in the 90s, along with the poling platforms, another fad that hit was the wet, dry boat. And Whaler bought into that fad, and it was as dumb then as it is with me trying to explain it to you now. But the thought was, let's go back up. The water would just come in and go out through the scuppers, and you know, your feet would be wet from time to time, but when you pop the boat up on plane, all the water would go out of the boat. It made no sense. It still makes no sense. So if you ever come across one of these, the cure is to put kayak plugs on the inside and stuff these up, or simply glue them as I have here. No more problem. And I put in a bilge pump, so it's a completely dry boat now, and you know, end of problem. So that's that is that. You'll see Yamaha switch there. That's from the old engine, the old 40 horsepower that used to be on the boat. We just love it. The thing burns practically zero fuel, extremely fuel efficient. 30 horsepower Mercury is pushing us anywhere from 18 to 21 mile an hour, depending on how we load it, you know, who's aboard. Came with cushions throughout, and you buy anything used, normally they will, but this is how we tend to handle things, is right there. And use this again as a walk around. Now when we're in fish mode, this is how it looks. It doubles as seating if we're out there a long time. Now these Whaler hulls are among the most unknown Whaler hulls of all. They were premium quality. They were among, if not the, most expensive hulls ever produced by any manufacturer. These boats can be bought for very little today. If you're in the market for something that you can convert, this is it.